Rian Johnson is an unconscious retard. Part 7 of 10. I've decided to be subversive, just like my hero Rian Johnson. But first, I'd like to talk about a movie I just watched. It's called 3 from Hell. I downloaded it, legally, of course, as always. And I was surprised to find out it was made by Rob Zombie. And it's the third of a trilogy, speaking of Rian Johnson, by unconscious retard Rob Zombie. The first was House of 1,000 Corpses. The second was The Devil's Rejects. And this one, 3 from Hell. House of 1,000 Corpses scared the living shit out of me. And that was back in the time when I actually would pay to see movies. It scared the living shit out of me. I thought it was amazing. The Devil's Rejects, I thought it was a piece of shit. This one, I don't even know what he was doing. This was just on the minus scale. Like minus F? Minus F minus? Minus 10 out of 10. It was like he was trying to do Natural Born Killers, but he missed all of the implicit subtext, implicit stuff and subtext. It was also like he was trying to do Pulp Fiction because he was trying to stylize it, but he's not very good at it. And Quentin Tarantino might be a shitty filmmaker and a moron, but he is good at style because he's all style. But Rob Zombie can't do style. He just can do, all he can do is copy an airhead like Quentin Tarantino, which is the epitome of sad. It also seemed to be like an homage to Robert Rodriguez because it was in Mexico. I don't understand what this guy was thinking. It didn't work. And he keeps making his wife, she's always the star of all his movies. But now she's getting old, so she doesn't cut it anymore as the character's name is Baby. Well, she's like 50 now. So, I mean, yeah, she was like Baby when she was 20, but she's not cutesy, and she's still trying to be cutesy, and it's pathetic now. Don't worry, I'll get on to the Rian Johnson being an unconscious retard. But first, some backstory on this movie, 3 from Hell. Great title. Rob Zombie postponed the release of the movie because he was touring with Marilyn Manson. And I got a couple things to say about Marilyn Manson. I mean, speaking of having no talent, Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson's first album, not first album, second or third album, the album where he got famous, Antichrist Superstar, all the music was written by other people, produced by Trent Reznor. So Marilyn Manson didn't have any real creative input other than the lyrics, and the lyrics are pretty shit. A lot of people forget about this, but Marilyn Manson's follow-up album was called Mechanical Animals, where he tried to change styles, and he dressed up like a androgynous character, and he called it Omega from a different planet. And he was so clearly copying David Bowie. And not to mention the fact that he wears contacts to make his eyes different colors is a total David Bowie copy. Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie are essentially one-hit wonders. They've done nothing since their heyday. They've just been riding on the laurels of the brief if you would even call it accomplishments, that they had. 15 years ago, I read an interview with Marilyn Manson. I always hated his guts for having no talent. But I read an interview where he's trying to think that he's provocative or subversive, like somebody I can think of. In this interview, he goes, "I think I've proved by now that I have talent." And when I read that, I was like, all of my hatred towards him turned to pity. Oh, you poor guy, you think you've proven that you have talent. That's so sad. Anyways, I have a whole new lack of respect for Rob Zombie. How old are you now? 60? And you're probably 50. No, 55. And you still call yourself Rob Zombie? Like, fuck. Grow up? I don't know, like, horror movies are fun, but, like, nobody thinks you're cool with your name Rob Zombie or your stupid hat or your beard. You could only get away with calling yourself Rob Zombie or Marilyn Manson and dressing up like a clown like they do if you were pseudo famous, because imagine a regular person doing that and how ridiculed and mocked they would be, how stupid they would look. It's like a 50-year-old like dressing the way Eminem dresses. Only Eminem can get away with dressing like a 13-year-old kid because he's got enough money. But otherwise it would be a joke. Like, hey man, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's up? What's up? And with his stupid hat and blue jeans, like, fuck, you're 50, buddy. I mean, Eminem should just wear a knapsack. I got homework to do, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I got a granddaughter, and she's going out on a date, and I think the guy, he dissed me. So I challenged him to a, I don't know what do they do, the homies? I said, yo, let's meet in the backyard, in the back alley. Let's go find a back alley, and let's bring it on. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine about tattoos recently, and she was saying, oh God, like these losers who dress like bikers and they got like a skull tattoo. And she's like, I work with dead bodies. She's like, they've never seen a skull before. They would shit their pants if they saw a real skull. And that's how I feel about Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. Like, I don't even, it's speechless. I'm speechless. You know, when I see these clowns and I see the way they behave and that this is their life, I'm like, you know, I don't really envy them. I wouldn't want that life for all the money in the world. I only live once, so it's not worth it. To be a clown, put it on their grave when they die, he was a silly clown and that was it. Anyways, enough about Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. Enough clown talk. Let's talk about somebody a lot more impressive. Let's talk about Rian Johnson. Unconscious retard. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, human warnings.